Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It has been a long time since I've recorded a video. I've missed it a lot. A lot of things have happened in the time that I recorded and to this present day. And honestly, this video might be a little bit all over the place, but I want to talk about a lot of things that have been on my mind lately. Firstly, I want to start off with the concept of identity. Who are we? Where do we come from? The ideas of nature versus nurture. I really think we're realizing lately the truth of the matter is that everything is a narrative. Kind of like that quote that is, you are the author of your own story. You are the creator of your own life. And I really honestly believe, and I'm coming to really fully understand in a different way that I never have, is that everything you tell yourself creates your narrative. I am a massive overthinker. Like, I'm not talking basic overthinker. I'm talking constant loud thoughts that are so loud that it's almost like the volume of me talking to you right here. It's like another person is inside of my head telling me the negative possible outcomes of every single situation, every single relationship, every possible thing that I care about, how in a million different ways that could turn negative. Now, something that I feel I want to tell the overthinkers that are seeing this is that that is a complete defense mechanism. It is your brain trying to protect itself from being blindsided, because we somehow believe that if we aren't blindsided, we can handle things better, or maybe they'll hurt less, or maybe in fact they won't happen at all. But I was having a great conversation with my therapist last week, and we were kind of delving into what is the reason behind overthinking, and it comes back to it being a control issue. It's this fascination that we have with the idea of control over our lives, over who we are, over life in general. And unfortunately, a lot of the time, life is just not something that we have control over. And you could tell yourself a million times a day how your life is going to end up and who you're going to be, and it could be totally different from that. That doesn't mean to say that there's no point in any of the efforts that you're making, but that there are some things that are meant to be the way that they end up. The thing that my therapist said that I wanted to mention, we're already going all over the place, so I want to apologize, but I like my videos to feel as though you're talking to a friend late at night, or you're at a sleepover, you know, those quiet moments where it's dark wherever you are, and you feel it's easier to be vulnerable with the people around you, which, interestingly enough, there's actually scientific reasons behind that. It's a lot easier to be vulnerable, so you could be tired, perhaps, and so your usual mental defense mechanisms are kind of lowered. You know, when you're tired, especially like something like when you're trying to leave a party, and you're like, dude, I'm just trying to go home. Where you just care less about what people think about you, but also when it's late at night or it's in a dark area, your melatonin starts to be produced by your brain, so your brain is just tired and more comfortable and trying to make itself more comfortable. So it's actually, interestingly enough, a lot easier to talk about vulnerable things when it's dark. So I like to try to set those tones for my videos, and I really do want to be more consistent with posting. Oh my gosh, I'm running in circles. Okay, the thing that my therapist said was, the overthinking does not push you more towards the good ending or the good things. It hypothetically, possibly, almost slim to none chance prevents you from the bad ending. And when he said that, I kind of thought about it, and I was like, you know what? That's right. All this overthinking does not push me closer to what I want. All it does is cripple me, and if anything, it pushes me further away from the good thing, because I'm stuck there paralyzed by the possibility. And you know what? I think I never really understood for a while why I was in such a negative mood all the time, especially when I was a teenager. But now that I'm 21 and I've grown a little bit and I've experienced some new things, I'm beginning to understand that what you think absolutely has such a massive impact on your mood in a way that you may not even realize, to the point where if your brain is such a negative place to be, or such a dim, dark, depressing place to be, that shows in your energy. That shows on your face how worried you are, how anxious you are, how scared you are, how frustrated you are with yourself for not being able to control all of these overwhelming thoughts, okay? So when I kept asking myself, why am I so irritated? Why do I snap at everybody all the time? Why am I always so frustrated with everyone? Why do I snap at someone at the drop of a hat? The smallest thing could be said to me, and I'm like a boiling pot that just boils right over. It's because all of the terrible, dark, angry, frustrated, fearful things that you're thinking in your head, they don't just go away unless you do something about them. They sit there, so then it kind of filters down to the rest of you, and that's what comes out of your mouth. So I realized that because I was stuck in my head so much of the time, and I still am, don't be fooled by this video, that it was actually pushing me more toward the negative. Because in a way, it kind of caused me to be the more negative person that I fear being. So by worrying about something not ending well or becoming somebody I don't want to become, I actually kind of fulfill that prophecy in a different way. It's like a self-fulfilling prophecy. I think about how terrible it would be to be angry all the time, or I think about, what if I'm not actually a good person underneath all of this? I think about all these possibilities about the way that things could end. So when somebody talks to me, that's all negative energy is just coming right out of my mouth. So there were times where, in my relationship, for example, my boyfriend would talk to me, and he would call me, and we would just be having a conversation on the phone, and he would be like, "What's the matter? What's wrong? Why are you upset?" And I'd be like, I'm not upset. And in that moment, I really didn't believe I was, but he hadn't seen the 3 hours of sitting doing nothing but thinking about, what if he cheats on me? What if he leaves me? What if this doesn't work out? What if he can't keep his promises to me? What if I can't keep my promises to him? What if I'm not the same person that I am in a year or two? What if this was all for nothing? So I forget that I thought all of that in the moments that I'm talking to him, but it absolutely affects my mood and my disposition when I am having those normal conversations with people I love. So when I'm sitting there having conversations with people I love, fearful of the way that things won't turn out the way I want them to, I'm actually allowing that negative energy to fester inside me and create arguments about other things. So I want to express the importance of expelling and expressing your negative energy. I knew this video was going to be kind of going all over the place, but I haven't filmed in a long time, so I'm struggling to remember how to keep my flow, so I'm sorry if I forget to finish a thought or come back around to a point. You have to expel that negative energy. I'm not going to sit here and tell you, as an overthinker, that you're going to wake up tomorrow after watching this video, or any video, to be honest with you, and just instantly stop overthinking. And I've become so frustrated with social media, which, by the way, social media is the devil for any overthinkers, period. It's the worst thing for you. Get off it, all of it, like, period. There's nothing good for you there. Which I know it's ironic that I'm sitting here saying this on making a YouTube video, but I do feel that long form content is a little bit different. You're not going to magically find a technique that's just going to suddenly work for you. As an overthinker, you're not. Honestly, if you want the truth from the source, trust me, that is not what's going to happen. Overthinking is something that you have to work on with discipline and compassion and understanding and a lot of time to build up the skills and the abilities to regulate it. It's never going to go away forever. This is something that you will have to live with for the rest of your life. That is just scientific fact. I'm not saying that you know, you're doomed to like a life of despair and overthinking. You could get to a point where you only have one overthinking negative thought a day. That's possible too. But humans biologically were designed to look for the negative in things to protect ourselves, because I don't care what anybody says, we are still cavemen at the end of the day. Our brains and our biology does not care that it has been, that we have screens, or that we have social media, or that we have cars, or that we have jobs. None of that matters. Biologically, we are the same way that we have always been in so many ways, especially neurologically. And of course, I'm forgetting the point that I'm making because I just have so much to say. because this is something that I suffer with very personally every single day. My dream is to get to a point where I can be consistent with the things that I love doing, that I can make a difference in my words, because if I could have somebody talk kind of no BS to me, the way that I'm talking to you right now, years ago, even as a teenager, and make a difference in the way that I approached myself instead of building a habit of hating myself or thinking that there was something wrong with me for overthinking. Meanwhile, probably almost everybody you walk past on the street has a problem overthinking about something in some way, because it's not a terrible thing to overthink. There are times where overthinking can protect you. Absolutely. It's not there for no reason. We aren't given these things for no reason. And I like to believe that my overthinking in creative pursuits gives me an incredible ability to add depth to the things that I have to say because I think so much. And thinking is a beautiful thing, but you can't think to the point of where it really hinders you from enjoying your life, because so much of this is temporary. Just the other day, I was with my boyfriend and we were going through our old Snapchat memories, looking at the lives that we lived before we knew each other. I sat there thinking, wow, at that time, there were so many things I was worried about. So many things that I feared would not work out or would never happen, or things would be really a lot worse than they ended up being. But look at what happened. Regardless of if those things turned out the way I wanted them to or not, they happened. Things happened. And I'm still sitting here. And I'm okay. I'm making a lot of progress in things that matter to me. And I'm okay. And sure, life has changed in some ways that I really wish it didn't change. But just like everything else, I'll get through it. What was that? Sorry, I just heard something fall on my carpet, so I don't know what I was saying now, but there are going to be so many things that you go through in life, but regardless, you're going to get through them, and you're going to be okay. And I think that's what's hard to remember. But looking back at those old memories, I think is important to do, to remind yourself that you have gotten through all of the things that you thought would completely destroy you. So who's to say that you can't get through this one? You're the one that decides if you get through things or not. And I think we build things up to be a lot worse in our heads than they actually are. If you actually sit down and think and break down problems as an overthinker into the smallest bits of what you can control, a lot of times things are not as bad as you think they are. It's just a lot easier to blow them up, and it's a lot easier to overthink when they feel so big and scary and vague and based around feelings. But when you really break down that giant cloud of fear into actual facts about the situation, most of the time, there is nothing to worry about. And if there are facts of something to worry about, all you can do is regulate yourself, be calm to your best ability, and get through it. There's no getting under or getting over, there's only getting through. And you'll come out on the other side, and you'll be breathing, and you'll be fine. So what I want to say here is you have to expel your negative energy. The worst thing you can do for yourself as an overthinker is to let it sit there, is to fester in it, to not be busy, to be bored, to be scrolling on social media. Not everybody is creative, so it doesn't have to be that you whip out a canvas and you show what it's like to be an overthinker on painting, which is actually so funny because I have a painting over here. I'm by no means like a drawing artist or a painting artist, but that's a painting that I painted a few years ago when I was going through a particularly bad time with overthinking, and that's what I wanted to represent. I felt like what overthinking felt like to me. Just being a pure being with good intentions, but being surrounded by a lot of negativity. You have to do something about your overthinking. Watch movies that you love, that are a comfort to you. Journal. Writing your problems down and breaking them down is honestly one of the best things that you can do as a person with an overthinking mind. Actually breaking down and understanding what the problem is, what you're worried about, why you're worried about something, is really a key to a lot more peace. Understanding yourself, why you feel the things that you feel, what causes you to feel things, what things are a trigger for you and what's not, can help you to build a system to better cope with the harshness of this world. If you understand yourself and you learn to love yourself despite your flaws, that is a power that nobody can take from you. Nobody can take that from you. If you understand yourself, your emotions. That is incredibly powerful, especially in a day and age where we are told to do nothing but ignore and numb our emotions or drown them away with screens or pleasure or junk food, whatever you want to think of, partying, anything like that. You don't have to push them away, you know? Emotions are not scary. Emotions are not evil. They want to show you something. They want to bring something to your attention. It's just kind of like a notification of, hey, we need to address something here. I saw a video recently on Instagram, and it was somebody who kind of did a artistic representation of what it's like to work with your inner child, to speak with your inner child. And it was a beautiful, beautiful illustration. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to find it, but if I do, I'll put it up here. And it's like a video of just like a storm around this person and this evil entity, and they're scared and they're turning away and they're running from it. And the more that they turn away and hide from it, the bigger and scarier it gets. But when they actually turn and face it, and they walk toward it, almost addressing the issues, addressing the inner child, not being afraid of what work needs to be done, the storm gets quieter and quieter until it dissipates completely. And it's just a child on the floor in the fetal position, wrapped up, scared and afraid. Your inner child just wants to be heard and wants to be understood and wants to be acknowledged. And that takes a lot of therapy, a lot of journaling, a lot of meditation, a lot of creative outlets, a lot of talking about it. And that's what's hard. But the more that you avoid talking about something, the more that you avoid expelling that negative energy, the more it sits there, the more it becomes a part of who you are, the more it affects your relationships with other people to a point of destroying them, possibly. It can become so extreme and so harmful that you could lose everything and lose yourself. I want to encourage you to turn around and face that storm, whatever you're scared of, and sit with it and really feel it and cry it out. It will take a lot of crying, a lot of frustration. Who knows, maybe you even need to punch a pillow or two. But don't let it sit there. And if you don't want to talk about it, create with it. Use that anger and frustration or all of those emotions as motivation for something that you can create. Whether that's, put your effort into that, whether that's a job, a business, a creative pursuit, any other thing that you can put that energy into, perhaps a sport, anything like that. Do not let it sit there. The longer it sits there, the worse it will get. It will just build and you will become more irritable and less enjoyable to be around, not only for other people, but for you. I want you to become enjoyable to be around for yourself, because this is all you have. This is the only thing that you will have until the end of your life. Family passes away, relationships break up, friends pass away or disappear or fade off into life. So do jobs, and so do pets, and so does everything else on this planet, because all of it is temporary. You are the only thing you've got. So give yourself the best shot that you can. Expel that energy. Be kind to it as it's on its way out. Thank it for the purpose that it served for you, because no emotion or feeling is meaningless. Everything has a reason and a point behind it. Even if it's something as stupid as the laundry bin falls over and you freak out, just start crying. Why did you start crying? What other things happened that day that led to this breakdown? What needs to be addressed? How can you slow down in that moment and address what needs to be addressed? Being kind to myself has become... See, I almost spoke with negative language there, so I'm gonna rewire what I was about to say. Speaking to myself kindly is something that I'm working on, because I know that I deserve to speak kindly to myself on reflex without having to actively think about it. Life is just too short to hate yourself. Almost nothing good comes from hating yourself. But when you let go, and there are those little moments, we overthinkers feel it, that moment of acceptance, of letting go, of moving on, of enjoying the present, those rare moments for us overthinkers, we sit there and we say, I wish it could be like this all the time. I don't know if you heard my cat, sorry. But with a lot of effort and a lot of practice, it can become your most of the time. I'm not going to sit here, like I said, and pretend that it's going to be your always, but it can become more frequent for you. It can become almost a constant in your life. It takes a lot of work, a lot of affirmations that feel silly saying out loud, a lot of motivational videos in the morning to hype you up for the day, a lot of more positive music. Do not be like, music is a serious thing that absolutely affects the way that you feel about yourself. When you start paying attention to what content you're consuming, your mindset and the way you look at life becomes a lot less surprising and a lot less mysterious. Like I said, our feelings don't come from nowhere. Even the movies that you're watching, the books that you're reading, what narrative are you telling yourself about your life based on how you participate in your life every single day? Are you in a relationship that doesn't benefit you whatsoever? Are you in friendships that make you feel smaller than you should? Are you in a toxic family dynamic? Maybe you can't do anything about that specifically, but how you treat yourself is something that you can control. And I think, I was going to end this video here because I feel like we covered a good amount of ground today, especially for me coming back 3 months later. I think growing up, we're told a lot of stories about good guys and bad guys, and if you do the right thing, if you work hard, you're guaranteed the outcome. You'll win the football championship, you'll get the girl, you'll succeed in life. If you put in the hard work, you'll get the job of your dreams. If you give everything you can to a business you want to open or pursue, you'll make it. And unfortunately, that's just not the case. Sometimes the bad guys do win. Unfortunately, in our society, it's a lot more often that they win than they don't. That doesn't mean there's no point in fighting, but understand that sometimes things won't work out, and that's okay. And I think as overthinkers, we kind of latch on to that black and white idea of good and bad. If I do this and I'm a perfect romantic partner, or as close to perfect as it gets, my partner can't cheat on me. My partner can't hurt me. If I'm a great friend and I'm always up to whatever everybody else wants to do, I'll have a perfect friend group for the rest of my life, right? If you do all these right things by, general standard, you'll win or you'll succeed, and that's not true. And I think that the reason why we overthinkers kind of latch on to that thinking so much is because it is black and white. At the end of the day, overthinking is a control thing. We want a guarantee, and there is no such thing as that in our lives. All we can do is listen when those emotions come up, work on how to heal our triggers or how to avoid them. Try to enjoy it. Try to enjoy every moment of the present that you possibly can. Because I was looking at myself in my junior year of high school. Like I said, my boyfriend and I were looking through our memories. I was looking at myself in my junior year of high school, and I remember how miserable I was. And I thought to myself, it can't possibly get worse than this. And, I can't wait to get out of here and grow up. And honestly, looking back, there are some things I would never want to go back to junior year, but there are definitely things that I wish I appreciated more, that I participated in more in those moments instead of just thinking about the future and worrying about it. And now I'm sitting here in the present doing the same thing, sitting here worrying about it. Meanwhile, 5 years from now, I could look back at this YouTube video and say, oh my God, I missed that bedroom. I did not appreciate that bedroom enough while I lived in it. TLDR, expel your negative energy. Put it out into something. Put your energy into something and address the issues that you have. It is okay to talk about how you feel, even if it's not with anybody, even if it's with a pen and paper. Your entire life is the narrative that you tell yourself. So what story are you telling yourself? And if you don't like it, start writing a new one. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I know I've been gone for a while. Like I said, I do want to be more consistent. I'm going to try my very best to try to get on a more consistent uploading schedule, which is funny because I say that with literally every single video I post. But I really, really enjoyed filming this, so I'm sure I'll be back soon with plenty more to say. So I really, really hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, give it a thumbs up. It really helps push these videos out to other people out there who need to hear them, people just like you. And if you really enjoyed my presence and our conversation, consider subscribing. I'm trying really hard to hit 1,000 subscribers by the end of this year, and it would mean the world to me if you were a part of that journey. Remember, if you ever need anybody to talk to, I'm here. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one.